people who know me have said, and have even said online when my book came out, when they posted, that I'm a completely different person than I was when
Hmm.
I started this. And I 1,000% agree with that.
Huh.
I don't know that people would notice it as much on TV because I was always very composed, and people would
Yeah.
often say to me afterwards, "You had so much grace with that person." And
Hmm.
it's really important to understand that grace is about what's happening internally. It's not about your behavior. So
Yeah.
you can be very polite to somebody and be thinking all sorts of horrible things about them, and then
Huh.
go off and say horrible things about them, and be very activated by them. uh, if you have grace, you probably your behavior might improve a little bit, but the behavior is not evidence of grace.
Hmm.
And so
Interesting.
if you could have gotten inside of my head as
Hmm.
I was sitting there looking very calm and very, sort of placid and
Yeah.
calmly talking to this person who it was, I was actually inside thinking, I hate you. You're evil. You're,
Hmm.
all these things.
Yeah.
And so that's what the problem was.
Yeah.
And so I was, much more, internally having a very different experience that I think occasionally would spill over, but for the most part, people weren't seeing.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, for the people in my life, they're like, I mean,
Interesting.
it's
Yeah.
so noticeable. Yeah. Oh
And probably feels much healthier for you too, personally.
my gosh. Like 1,000,000%. I don't even
Yeah.
know how to quantify it.
Really.
It's so different. Even just having grace for myself, which
Yeah.
was one of the things that I had to learn.
Right.
And so I don't have, I'd say before I started this book, I had a horrible inner critic, was just brutal to
Yeah.
myself. And so it's not really
Yeah.
surprising that I was also could be very brutal to
Yeah.
other people, even
Yeah.
if I wasn't saying it out loud. Or I'd be snarky on Twitter. I would do, these kinds of things that I wouldn't do
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing, empowering
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
and freeing to kind of not have your entire world being jerked around by the behavior of other people.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is a freeing thing to be able to have grace for yourself and for others. And the whole thing about, I think in some ways you can't have grace for others if you don't have grace for
I
yourself
agree
first.
totally.
And
Yeah.
recognize that God really does have grace on us. Like